Hello, welcome to class. And today we'll be talking about metal fabrication related to carpentry. Metal fabrication related to carpentry. This module introduces you to the principles and practices of working with metal in the context of carpentry and construction, and why traditional carpentry focuses on wood. Many modern carpentry construction projects requires integrating metal components for strength, durability, and also functionality. And this module provides this foundation for you to be able to have that understanding. And by combining the theoretical knowledge with practical guidance. This model equips learner with the ability to handle metal components confidently, complement wooden structure, and also create durable, functional, and visually appealing projects. Let's look at having an understanding into metal fabrication. Metal fabrication is the process of shaping, cutting, joining, and also assembling metal materials to be able to create functional and decorative structures. And why metal fabrication matters to carpenter is that it actually complements woodworking by adding strength and durability to what has been done. It also enables furniture reinforcement, structural frame, and also gate and trailers. And lastly is metal withstand higher load and also resist environmental damages. That is why it is very necessary. Core techniques used in metal fabrication include cutting, bending, welding, drilling, and joining. These are techniques used when we talk about metal fabrication. And common metal used include the mild steel, aluminium, stainless steel, iron and iron. And key consideration is the mallet ability, the ductility, the corrosion resistance. Another is the precision planning, accuracy, and also safety. These are very important things to be considered in metal fabrication. The tools used in metal fabrication, these include it's actually divided into measuring um, and marking tools and cutting tools, shaping tools, we have shaping tools also. We have joining tools. We have finishing tools, and also we have safety tools. Now, let's go back to the measuring and marking tools. For these tools, we have tape measures, which helps in the purpose is to ensure accurate length measurement. We have the ruler and straight edge, which also ensures straight line for cutting or bending. We have the square, which marks 90-degree angle on metal, and we have chalk or marker, which is actually visible marking on metal surfaces. The second one is the cutting tool, and under that we have the hacksaw, and for this it's actually useful as a hand tool for cutting small metal rod or sheets. We have the angle grinder, and it's powered to for cutting, grinding, and also polishing. We have the shearing machine, and this cuts sheet metal in straight line efficiently. We have the plasma cutter, and it's actually high precision tool for complex shapes. We have next the shaping and forming tools after the cutting tools, the shaping and forming tools. And under this, we have the hammer and mallet. And for this, it serves the purpose of shaping, flattening, and also bending metal. You have the vise or clamp, which holds metal securely while working on it. And also we have the metal bender, and it's mechanically bent metal to desired angle. And lastly under this is the anvil, and it's actually a solid surface for shaping and forging metal. We have the joining tools, and under this we talk about machine, welding machine, and it's actually for joining metal parts permanently using heat. You have the soldering iron, it joins lighter metals using solder. We have the riveting tool, and this deals with mechanically fastening metal sheets. And lastly is the bolt nut screw, which is mechanical fastening with drill. We have the finishing tool, which deals with files and wraps that smooth rough edge. We have the sandpaper or emery cloths, which polish and also remove imperfection from metal. We have the grinder and buffing machines, which provide smooth and shiny finish. The last tool is the safety tools, and under this, we have the likes of protective glove, the safety goggle, face shield, air protection, respiratory or respirator, or dog marks. Let's look at the knife sharpening techniques. Knife sharpening techniques. When working, there is need to actually have a sharp um, um, tool. And knife sharpening is an essential skill in both carpentry and metal work. A sharp tool improves efficiency, accuracy, and also safety. Now, understanding the blade edge. Edge consists of two beveled slide and meeting at a point. And the smaller angle is actually the sharper but dull faster. The larger angle is more durable because it's less sharp. That's about the blade um, edge. And we have tools for sharpening. Tools for sharpening. The first one is the whetstone, which is sharpening stone, and it's actually most common and available in coarse, medium, and fine grades. We have the oil stone or water stone, and it's used with oil or water to reduce friction. We also have the sharpening steel, which is honing uh, rod, and this maintains hedge between sharpening. It maintains hedge between sharpening, and we also have the grinding wheel. We have the grinding wheel, and this is actually heavy sharpening or reshaping damaged and damaged blade. We have the sandpaper, which is emery paper, and it's an alternative for light sharpening. Looking at the knife sharpening technique, um, again, we have the step-by-step process of sharpening. And the first one is to prepare the stone. Next is to set the angle at possibly 15 to 20 degree. And then you sharpen first side with smooth, consistent motion. And then you sharpen other side. Next is that you refine edge with finer grit. You also hone with honing rod, and lastly you test the sharpness. And for maintenance, um you need to sharpen regularly and store properly. Also, you need to clean and also dry it after use. Let's look at the sword making basics. Sword making combines craftsmanship, precision, and also metallurgy. And for this, we talk about selection of material. Steel is most common material due to its strength and also the flexibility. Medium to high carbon steel is preferred for edge retention and toughness. Then another is designing the sword. Designing the sword, where you determine the type of sword such as short sword, long sword, or decorative piece. The next is forging the blade, that is, heat the steel in a forge until it becomes red hot and malleable. Uh, Use a hammer and anvil to be able to shape the blade gradually to what you actually want. And then the next is shaping and grinding, and this is refining the blade shape using grinder to or file. Uh, you will also define the cutting edge and also ensure symmetry on both sides. Another is the heat treatment. The heat treatment. After, You need to harden the blade by heating it and quenching in water or oil to increase hardness. And then you temper the blade by reheating it to a lower temperature to reduce brittleness and improve toughness. Next is polishing and sharpening. Polishing and sharpening. That is, you use abrasive tool and polishing compound to be able to smooth the blade surface. Then you handle construction. That is, attach a handle made of wood, leather, or metal to the tang of the blade and ensure a firm grip and proper alignment for safe handling. And the last one is final assembly and finishing, where we talk about assembling all parts securely including the guard and the pommel. Apply protective coating to prevent rust and also enhance the overall appearance. You have the step-by-step process of making an iron, which is tire truck. And for this, we talk about fabricating an iron tire truck involve creating a small durable vehicle frame and body for transporting goods. And the material needed is mild um, steel sheet, and angle iron, steel rod or tube, axle, wheel, and tire. We also need the welding rod or wire, the bolts and nuts, paint, and also or protective coating. The tools required include the welding machine, the angle grinder, and also cutting tools, the drill machine, measuring tape and square, clamps and vise, and also hammer and mallet. Steps involved include the design and planning, where you draft a detailed plan showing chassis dimension, the axle position, and also the cargo area. Then the chassis construction is the next one, where you cut steel, angle, iron, and plates to the required size. You also have the axle and wheel installation, where you attach the axle at the marked position, fit the wheel, and ensure proper alignment for smooth rolling. The next is body fabrication, where you cut and shape steel sheet for the cargo platform. And the next is reinforcement, and this is hardened steel rod or cross braces to strengthen the body of the heavy load. The next is finishing touches, where you grind rough edges and also weld points to smooth surface. And the last one is painting and protection, and this is clean the surface to remove rust or oil and apply primer and paint or protective coating to be able to prevent corrosion. We have for making an iron trailer body, the process of making an iron trailer body. And an iron trailer body is a larger structure designed for transporting heavy load behind a vehicle. And material needed are available there: the mild steel sheet and angle, steel turbine for frame material support, axle, tire, and the likes. We also have the required tool, the welding machine, cutting tools, and the likes. And the step include planning and design in chassis fabrication, just like the two tire truck. Then also the axle and suspension installation, where you mount the axle as designated points and you install the suspension components for stability. Next is the body fabrication, where you cut steel sheet for bed and side walls, and also reinforcement and bracing, which is hardened crossbar, steel rod, and the likes. And the next is testing and adjustment, and the last one a last step is finishing, where you grind rough edges, apply primer, paint, or anti-corrosive coating. In conclusion, Module 8 on metal fabrication related to carpentry um, provides a comprehensive overview of integrating metalwork skill into traditional carpentry projects. And we've been able to look at the basic metal fabrication, the essential tools. We've looked at knife sharpening, the sword making. We've looked at fabrication projects like that of the iron tool, tire, truck, and also the trailer body. And we've seen the finishing and maintenance aspect of the metal fabrication related to carpentry. And by mastering this skill, you as a learner expand your capability beyond traditional wood carpentry, enabling you to be able to produce functional, durable, and high quality metal structure for a wide range of construction and also fabrication projects. Thank you for listening.